addiction, as opposed to every other addiction, is that you have to keep doing the thing you're addicted to. It's the only one.
And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Not that crack isn't everywhere and heroin isn't everywhere, but
it's not. I've never.
Yeah,
I've
there's
never
not
seen
heroin on this table. You know what I'm saying? There's a cookie on here somewhere,
Food,
probably.
There has been.
Yeah.
But food is something that you need to sustain you, to keep alive. Like, imagine if you were a gambling addict, but you had to play a few hands of blackjack every day.
Every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like you had to. Like you got to play at least two.
Stay alive.
Yeah, so
stay alive.
You can imagine I started, and with that mentality, I said, well, the first thing I'll do is, let me, how can I cut back how much I'm eating? And less eating periods. But the first thing I did was started, every time I said I was going to lose the weight, Joe, I said I lied to myself. We talked about this. I would tell myself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go do that, and then I'd go tell my family that. So the lie started with me, though. There's a big person listening to this right now, or a drug addict, or somebody who wants to change some part of their life that right now is going, I'm going to start next Monday, or I'm going to start Friday, or I'm going to start. They have a start date. And then that Monday comes and they never do it. I told you, I was like every other fat fuck. Even when I finally did it on Friday, I was like, Monday, I'm waking up and changing my life. And I was like, but I had an idea. I was like, I'm not cutting out food. I'm not dealing with nothing crazy. I'm going to do two small things first. I'm going to cold plunge, because I've been watching Dana White do it, and it seems to be working for him. That's how just naive I was to the whole thing at first. I was like, Dana's cold plunging, he got in shape. I was like, and I reached out to Gary immediately, like right around that 39th birthday, I reached out to Gary Brecka, and I just sent a message to Brecka Blind that said, do you work with fat people? Because I hadn't seen a real case study of fat people yet. And lucky for me, Alina, their daughter, him and Sage's daughter, was a country music fan. So she comes in like, you ever heard of Jelly Roll? And they're like, no. She's like, you got to listen to this song, and then you got to help him. So Gary called, and Gary was like, and I said, Gary, I'm going to start. But he said, just start by trying to get 10,000 steps a day and get in a cold plunge. I'm like, dude, I'm 520-something pounds, Gary. 10,000 steps a day is crazy talk. But I got in the cold plunge for 6 minutes, and I would go for a half-mile walk. That first Monday comes, Joe, it is pissing rain. Pissing rain. I mean, cats and dogs, dude. And I wake up, and I'm like, shit. And I've been studying about lying to yourself. That when you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it, your body then starts to know that you don't mean what you say. So now when you tell your body to do something, your body looks at you like, bitch, you ain't never meant what you said to me.
Right.
You've never followed through. What the fuck you? You think I'm going to run because you tell me to run, dude? You lie to me all the time. And I was in that concept, and I came out that morning dressed up in my stuff, and I was like, man, that rain's pretty hard. And my family, and this wasn't them being a lack of support, Joe. This was just, I think this was me lying to them for so many years. That they wanted to save me my shame again and my embarrassment. And they go, it's okay. I think my wife's like, it's okay, Papa. But my daughter was like, just wait till the rain quits or do it on the treadmill or something. But in my mind, I was like, no, I'm going outside, And I was like, I'm done lying to y'all, and I'm done lying to me. I told y'all I was going to go do this walk, and I'm going to go do this walk. I didn't want to get emotional this early. But I'm good.
There's nothing wrong with emotions, brother.
I'm coming back from that walk. And I'm coming up my driveway. It's up a big hill. I'm bringing in Camel too. It's a huge hill. And I'm coming up the driveway to the hill. And all my family's out there cheering me on. Clapping. Hands up. I'd done nothing but lie to them for years about this weight. I'd done nothing. I'd never proved to them that I was going to change or that I'd be a man of my word in any regard. They had every reason not to go out there and cheer me on. And that was like a big moment. That was the moment, where I was like, damn. And I realized that in addiction, the family will kind of cater to the addict. It's nature. Like if somebody in your family was a drug addict, you would help with their kids, or you would feel a need to help in their absence. It's what we do as a family. It's human nature. And I realized then how much my addiction had been hurting his family.